dealing with primary children. I have been into education for the past 30 years. And especially during the moral value classes, when we tell stories, when we make the child to come and play like a skit, they are really very much interested, and all the children try to participate in that. So, from my experience, making the children come and do skits, and they are the other fellow students are also seeing them, and they are trying to imitate them and come out with different actions, and they make the class itself very lively. And finally, they understand the story. So, I think that is also one of the way to give the children the chance to learn.
Absolutely, Jayanti. Very, very well put. It is very important to do role plays actually. Children are actually waiting to use their whole bodies, and we are not able to give them that experience in schools because of the way we are running our schools. So this really works. One is that they use their whole self. The other is, as she put it, that it goes into them once they act it. When they become the person who is bullied or bullying or whatever the value that you are trying to get across to them, the moment they actually do it, it goes in a conscious way. It goes into them.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Someone has asked in the chat, uh, for social science and EVS, how can we use this art of storytelling? I think social science and EVS is very, very, very akin to stories, especially in the younger ages. Younger, as in you can go all the way till even fifth or sixth, I feel, depending on the types of children. Of late, a lot of them are growing up a lot, and yet social sciences and EVS is nothing but learning about the human being. And it's very interesting. History, when we say the history, it is supposed to be his story. So history is nothing but his story, the story that you're going to tell. So it's full of stories. If you can find little stories connected to whatever you're teaching, it's it may not say exactly what you want to teach, but it's a good starting point. Just like how Sri Kumar sir said, we can start with a song. Like that, when you start with a story, they are into it, and then it can be a story about rivers. This story that I told is about uh, what water stories from around the world. Some book that I had once got. So if you're talking about rivers, you're talking about any social science item, you will have story about land, story about people, story about. I think if you just look around a little bit, you will find. And then once you have a small story, from there you can leap into your concept. Now, somebody had earlier asked about how do we use it for mathematics and science for older kids. There, rather than going into uh, stories of this nature, I would say get into the stories of people who did discovery, stories of bring in real life stories at that point. About mathematicians or about somebody who really struggled in maths and what did he or she do in life, or they were brilliant, or depending on what it is you want to teach, science or math. Science is again very open to, actually every subject is open to story. But older the kids, the more it helps to get into realistic stories.